Hey, Steven, Nick O'Neill here with Leo Digital SEO. Look, I know you don't have a website up right now, so I'm using your top competition, ATX Epoxy Flooring, and this is the top competition. I'm using their website over there in Austin, Texas, just to give you a helpful video here that's going to have 3 points. Should you decide to build a website or a GMB page, right? So the 3 points I'm going to have for you is going to be content, backlinks, and citations. And then I'll show you the opportunity of taking these steps for your business and why it's going to be so important, Steven. So first things first is content, right? Now, when building your website, generally Google wants to see 1,500 to 2,000 words, and that's depending on competition and the number of keywords needed. If you're asking what a keyword is anything someone might type into Google when they're looking for a particular service or product. So in your content, you can place these keywords throughout to tell Google exactly what terms you want your website found for, right? So for your company, it would probably be epoxy flooring, Austin, Texas. That would be a keyword. Or garage coating, Austin, Texas. That could be another keyword. There's many, many, many of them, right? That list goes on and on and on. So let's see how your top competition is actually stacking up with the content, right? I got their words over here in the word counter, and we see that they're at about 1,200 words. So when you do get that website up and going, you want to make sure that you're at 1,500 to 2,000 so that Google will consider your website an authority, right? So on to more about those keywords. I'm gonna give you a couple more examples for those keywords to give you a better idea of what those are. This is Air's, a tool I use for and pay for monthly. It gives me a little more in-depth data on websites and the competition's websites, right? There are free tools out there that you can use and pay for. Yeah, you can use for free or you could pay for some yourself, but this is what I choose to go with. So let's take a look at those keywords that your top competition is using at atxepoxyfloors.com. So a good keyword, right, would be epoxy floor Austin. Now we see that they have 250 people searching for that monthly, and this is the keyword difficulty. It goes from 0 to 100. The lower the KD is, the easier it's going to be to rank for that word and get on the first page of Google for when someone types that word in, right? And so we see that ATX Epoxy Floors is bringing in 91 people monthly just off of this keyword alone. Off of this one, they're bringing in 177. And then the list goes on and on and on for the examples of these keywords that you can use for your website, right? And so for that second point that I'm going to have for you, and that's going to be a backlink, Stephen. And a backlink is anywhere you find one website linking to another. Or in this case, it's going to be one website linking to your website that you build right here, right? And so these links, they act like an endorsement of your website from others. And Google basically uses this to build trust in your business by seeing other websites vouching for you. The best way I can give an example of this is it's literally like a popularity contest in Google's eyes. Whichever website has the most websites linking back to them and vouching for them is winning that quote unquote popularity contest, right? So if we go back in here to my tools on Airs, we see that your top competition has 591 backlinks and they have 245 websites linking back to their website, right? So that's why they're winning that quote unquote popularity contest and they're ranking at the top of Google organically for all of these words, right? And so I do want to point out that not all backlinks are created equal. It is worth noting to stay relevant to your industry and local directories will work best. So the idea is, right, if it works for them, then why won't it work for you? We can go in and see exactly what websites they have linking back to them. And so these are all the websites that they have. You would go in, create a account, right? And then you would get a link of your website in there and it would link back to your website and that would count as one backlink and one referring website vouching for you. So back to what I was saying is that not all links are created equal. These DR, which is domain rating, is basically the best way I can put it is the amount of power that Google gives this website right here or this website right here on a scale of 0 to 100. So the higher this number is right here, the better. You want to stay on the higher end because these websites down here are not going to bring as much juice as these up here, right? So you want to stay on that higher end of the deal. So for that third point that I'm going to have for you, and that's going to be a citation. Let's over here and look at the Google Map Pack. And so a citation is anywhere you find your business name, address or service area, and your phone number, exactly as it's shown on here on the Google business page. So these citations, they help you rank in this map pack here, which we know is extremely important for local businesses since they can generate huge amounts of revenue. And so these citations right here, right, are included in directories. Just to give you a little more example, they're included in directories like Yelp, Angie's, Expertise, BBB, and hundreds of others I'm sure you've heard of. Social media accounts are great as well. Just to give you an example, if you had a Facebook business page, on that Facebook business page, you would want to put your GMB business name, address, and number on that Facebook business page, and that would count as one citation. So then you do that with Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, you name it. The list goes on and on and on. And the idea is that your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet, because Google has bots that constantly crawl to see whose online presence is felt most compared to the competitor. And the larger your online presence is, the more Google trusts your website, you, and your business. And so once the Google starts to see more often than these cats right here, the more likely it is they're going to rank you above them, right? So if someone puts an epoxy flooring, Austin, Texas, you want to be in this top 3 right here. Nobody's going to go to page 2, 3, or 4 to go ahead and see what those people are contracting and servicing over there, right? And so, yeah, just to give a quick recap, Stephen, once your content is getting up, right, you're getting that 1,500 to 2,000 words. Once you get that website built, you're putting in those keywords that I just showed you on my tools. You're getting those backlinks, right? You're starting to get those other websites linking back to your website, and you're starting to win that quote unquote popularity contest, right? And then you're also getting those citations up once you have that business Google business page right here built. Well, let's look at why you would want to do that and why it's going to be so profitable for your business, Stephen. So again, we have atxepoxyfloors.com, the #1 over there in Austin right now, and we can see that they have 1,200 people visiting their website monthly, and that's just off of those points that I pointed out to you, right? And so let's say out of those 1,200, only 10% decide to actually, let's say out of those 1,200 visiting your website, only 10% decide to pick up the phone actually for the service, or they want to call for a job, right? So let's say 120 people call, and then your business actually close out, let's say only half of those. That's 60 new jobs a month. And that's just off of those 3 points that we talked about alone, right? I'm not sure what your profit margins are right now, but I would imagine that 60 jobs more a month would give you a good amount of revenue into your pocket. Also, I want to point out that this is just a tool that I use. We don't have Google's exact numbers, but they're always higher than what we have right here on our tools, right? And as you can see, there's 740 words that they're using, but there's many, many more that can be used to go ahead and start driving in profit. And so, yeah, Stephen, this is what I do for a living, man, and I'm just making this video in hopes that it'll help start generating more leads online for you. Stephen, man, if you do find yourself wanting more to continue scaling the business, feel free to reach out and I can help you with some more information, or we can talk about your goals and I can do a little bit of research to see what exactly could be realistic for the business and what it might take to reach those goals. I do just ask that you leave one line of feedback as you took the time to watch this. Maybe something was unclear, maybe something was great and you just found out something new, or maybe you just had a question. Yeah, just give me a line of feedback back. Again, my name, Stephen, is Nick O'Neill. Feel free to reach out as my door is always open. My cell phone is 832-728-9003, or just get back to me through email. Either one's fine with me. I do appreciate you for your time and for watching, and I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you.